these were yours. This is the handgun.
The hardest part for me was being like a sharpshooter and getting this gun out of my pocket, in a way that looked cool.
You're supposed to pull it out from behind your neck.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that would
never happened. Not one time.
So just how were they able to remove Gauguin's nose for the series? Well, the answer probably isn't that surprising considering. But believe it or not, the entire look of him, aside from the nose, was strictly all prosthetics.
Jay Garber is one of the best special effects makeup people in the world. He's a very dear friend of mine. We've done 8 or 9 movies together, and he stepped in to apply it.
I love doing character makeups, and I do kind of look at this as something along those lines as opposed to just doing something that's like grotesque or gruesome. You can see Walt in the makeup.
Gauguin's ghoul getup was a full headpiece that also covered his neck and rested on his shoulders.
The makeup was thin enough that you could still see all of the expressiveness of his performance, but also textured and real enough to capture the look and feeling of the ghoul.
Cooper Howard is representative in some ways of the best that America has to offer. The ghoul has been shaped by the things that he's seen that human beings are capable of.
Both Garber and series director Jonathan Nolan are keen to point out that the prosthetic was incredibly thin so that you could see every expression of Gauguin's performance.
Ain't much stage cleanup here, 𝘠𝘬𝘮. You'll see.
With the ghoul, the thing that Jonah wanted was for me to still be recognizable underneath the makeup.
With Ghoul, it was quite a challenge because you're wanting to not fall into a lot of categories that have been done and seen before.
Aside from the incredible special effects team and their abilities, there was weaponry in this series and the making of the props and extensive research from the video game that was pulled to revive this into a sort of real-life setting.
We also made this rifle.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa, there she is.
Which is a larger weapon for the power armor.
You know how happy I am we didn't bring the Squire back?
For the fans, it's going to be about fidelity to Fallout. The team at 𝘧𝘪𝘭𝘮 and Amazon have done everything they can to make sure that it is pure Fallout, and it really is.
But before we get into all of that, we wanted to test your knowledge a little bit. In the video game, what animal did the 𝘧𝘪𝘭𝘮 evolve from? Leave your answer in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
They do have in the game is this, which is the stim pack, which if you get in trouble in the game, you need to find a few of these.
Did you use that?
I did, yeah.
I did too.
I did too.
Every character needs a stim pack.
Yeah.
Sugar bombs, of course, and 𝘠𝘠𝘠 deviled eggs. Cram, which is pretty much what everybody in the wasteland survives on.
What a birthday party this is, you know?
There have already been numerous talks on how a potential sequel, as explained from Jonathan Nolan, could be possible. While we wait for more news though, there was an extensive amount of research to get the overall story correct and true to the video games.
The team at 𝘧𝘧𝘮 and Amazon have done everything they can to make sure that it is pure Fallout, and it really is.
Everybody working on it, their attention to detail and love of it, and when you get it right, it's authentic. It was very clear he had played the games and loved them and had a vision for what it could be on the screen. We were really, really patient. And once we found that, it was very clear to us.
One of the greatest challenges in making a good video game adaptation is translating the world and its feel to a medium that no longer allows player control. With Lucy being a vault dweller and stand-in of sorts for a player character, 𝘪𝘀𝘀 faced an uphill battle in incorporating the Fallout gameplay loop into her performance.
At the end of it, even though she's a little bit more beat up, a little bit more rough and tumble, there's still that Lucy vault dweller in there. It's fun to see Ella go through that transformation in the makeup chair, through her look. It's a journey that we've taken with her. The fun part about Lucy's look was taking this individual and keeping her in this pure innocence world that she's grown up in, which she's known nothing else.
The series production designer Howard Cummings says the team worked together to make the ideas in the series come to life. For example, the series includes a map of every vault in America, which is a combination of precise replication and new creation.
Working hand in hand with Todd and the rest of the team at Bethesda, there's a lot of work that went into making sure that this series continues to build on the world of Fallout rather than changing it.
blew my mind the first time I saw things that were written on the page in the real world.
Every detail, so precise, so well thought out, just like the game.
Hearing how he wanted to honor players of the game was something not expected. There are those people who love the game, he said, who are making their own mods and creating their own versions of stuff that they thought were cool. I felt like I had to honor that. I got attached to them.
How important was it for you to get this right for the fans of this game?
Incredibly important. We really wanted to keep the aesthetic as true to the game as possible. Even with things that we devised that were not in the game, we kept it in the same universe.
Thank you for watching the Home Gun Network.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
We had a whole shot at the end of the night where Jonah said, all right, everybody move everything to the corner of the studio. We're flying the drone. So we've got the drone flying inside the volume. We don't have any harnesses. Wow. And that rig was going all over the place, and we went through the whole scene like that.
Wow! Keeping fans happy and staying loyal to the games is a tall enough order on its own, but this was only compounded by another requirement that the team agreed to early on, that there would be minimal CGI.
This was in Utah?
No, this is on the volume.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's amazing.
And I gotta tell you, 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠, our stunt suit armor.
Yeah,
𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠 wears the big full suit. I wear only half of it.
As crazy as the mechanics were for the series in terms of stunts, there was a closer look at the props such as the wearable personal communication and navigations devices.
Most of this stuff is product that we harvested from the game. Some of the favorites are 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠 mac and cheese, sugar bombs, of course, and 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠 deviled eggs, cram, which is pretty much what everybody in the Wasteland survives on.
What a birthday party this is, you know? Like in Fallout, it's like, who's bringing the food?
Going back to the extensive research that was done, paying close attention, they pulled most of the ideas for the props straight from the video game for the food and the stem pack.
Can I ask you gentlemen a question? Where's 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠?
𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠.
There he is.
Right over there, giving
There
his
he
signature
is.
thumbs up. The bobblehead version is a very significant part of the game.
The idea of the thumbs up, there's a sort of a little inside joke there about gauging the size of the atomic explosion.
And speaking of props, the weaponry was important too. Rather than being meant for use by a single soldier, the assault rifle in the series is more of a dedicated weapon for power armor users, being clearly too weighty and clunky to be effectively wielded by a normal soldier.
This thing would sit in that Squire bag,
It would.
and I would be carrying that around in the deserts, and I wanted to burn the thing.
The makeup was thin enough that you could still see all of the expressiveness of his performance, but also textured and real enough to capture the look and feeling of the ghoul.
The people that inhabited this world blew me away. It was through this intense collaboration that we landed on what the audience sees now.
One of the cobbled together weapons assembled from scrap that players could craft in Fallout 3, the Junk Jet is a pneumatic cannon capable of firing miscellaneous objects at high speeds.
I interfaced with this one.
I remember this guy.
This is the Junk Jet.
Is that heavy?
It's lighter than the one in the game would have been. We had to shrink it down a little
This
bit.
was from the game.
It's got a giant air turbine in there, and it just blasts trash out into the world.
I mean, that's amazing.
Few weapons are as faithfully portrayed in the Fallout TV show as the trusty 10mm pistol. Not based off the design of any real-world firearm, the chunky-looking pistol looks lifted straight from the games.
9mm pistol is really the iconic gun from, I think, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Some of it we had to design ourselves, and some of it we had to adapt from the game, but this was straight out of the game.
Here we are with one of the most iconic props in the game.
What is that?
This is the Pip-Boy.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, what is that thing?
Not
What
one.
does it do?
It is a wearable, personal computing, communication, navigation, and health device.
It does a lot. It's very versatile.
very
I think.
handy.
Exceeding almost everyone's expectations by a milestone, there is almost no doubt that there will be another series to come.
Incredibly talented makeup artists who work with us to create effects pieces for the cast.
The gameplay is what we use as a reference. It was sunburn, it was radiation, it was bloody, it was sweaty, it was dirty. There's several different levels of environmental looks that we had to do, and it had to look real.
And as far as the answer to today's trivia question, the 𝘧𝘪𝘭𝘮 was able to evolve from a chameleon.
I love the reveal of his face.
Oh, I remember seeing that appliance.
And how, oh God,
Oh,
it's
Dad to
gross.
the rescue. Bang.
That's
You think
good.
I'm going to go out and dig some corn, but no, I'm going to use that.
That's good.
Yeah, to save my dad.
I love this moment because I love the note that Jonah gave me.
What did he say?
That's your hero, and you're so proud of him and grateful, but you've never seen him commit violence like that. So there's
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments, and what do you think was the hardest part in making this series? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.